called, but few are chosen. And I want to say today, church, even me.
All right, then.
Even me. Now see, God chose a lot of people to do a lot of different things in this book right here. And just like he chose them, I'm not going to say when I first started out I wanted him to choose me. But I was chosen. And I thank him every day for choosing me. It's an honor to be chosen. But I want to tell you this, even me. He chose even me. Some of us say, I'm not worthy. I can't do this. So this message today is going to be even me. I'm going to give you some examples of people that God used to do his will. Some you're going to know. Some you're going to know the story. I made some little flashcards here so I can stay on point today. So we can get out of here. I'm going to try to do what the Lord say do. And the first one we want to talk about, even me. God chose to use Noah to save a small remnant of living things. That's right. Yes. To repopulate the earth after the flood. And when God came to Noah, see, he already knew what Noah was going to be later. He knew what Noah was going to do. Because he all-knowing God, right? Yes. All right, then. Y'all with me here. And even when he saved Noah, he had him build an ark. He saved living animals. But see, when Noah got to where he was going, when he found dry land, the Bible tells me he planted a vineyard. And when he planted a vineyard, he became drunk. That's what he did. Now we sit here and God calls us to do different things, and we're not ready to let this go, and we're not ready to let that go. But I'm going to tell you something. When God chooses you, he gives you everything you need to do the job. He gave Noah everything he needed to build that ark. And to my understanding, it didn't leak. They made it where they was going. And when you look at the cubic feet of that thing, to today's time, that ark wasn't as big as some of these ships we got. But he did the work of God because God chose him. We go on down through generations, and we talked about this man today, Abram. He used the old man and made a promise with him. See, that was our Sunday school lesson today. Abram was 100 years old when him and his white boy's son named Isaac. He was the younger of the sons. And Isaac went on to become the father of Israel. It was through Isaac's lineage that many great heroes came, through which Jesus, the Messiah, was ultimately born. So when God calling you and God trying to use you, be thankful that he chose you. Because the Bible says many are called, but few are chosen. And see, remember that in your mind, because when I get to the end of this thing and I start wrapping it up, I'm going to tell you why it's good to be chosen. You go on down through there, he chose Moses. Moses was a stutterer. He couldn't talk. He got tongue-tied when he talked to people. And when the Lord called him, he had went into the wilderness because he had killed a man. And when the Lord called him, he come out. Now, could you imagine somebody that was high got to go before a king? What am I going to tell him? What am I going to say to tell him to let my people go? Could you imagine being in that position? But see, he did what the Lord told him to do. And not only did he lead his people out, see, read the whole story. He also delivered the 10 Commandments, a stutterer. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Rahab. Y'all know it. You know the story. She was a prostitute living in Jericho that provided refuge for Israelite spies. God spared her and her families from the Israelites when they entered into the town. See, she did what she was told to do. She was obedient, and she got a reward out of doing what she done. Now, Rahab's story don't end there. She married Solomon. had Boaz, who married Ruth. The Gospel of Matthew outlines Jesus' lineage and illustrates that the bloodline of Christ
came through there.
Amen.
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 Yes, sir.
Do you see where I'm going? He done took a stutterer. He done took a prostitute. He done took an old man. He done took a man that knew nothing about building ships and built one. See, we got to, come on, follow me. He took David, an adulterer, a murderer. He seemed an unlikely candidate from the beginning. See, from the beginning, he was unlikely because he was a small shepherd boy. But as you read on and you go on through the story, David turned out to be great. The little shepherd boy, the smallest one out of all the brothers, was the one that slayed the Palestinian giant, Goliath. We know the story. And he didn't go out there with no M16, no AK. He didn't have no assault rifle. He went out there with a slingshot and a stone and the word, the faith. See where I'm going with this? Just stick on with me, because see, some of y'all should be figuring this out right now. And as you go on through his line as well, Jesus Christ the Messiah was also descended through that. We go on to Jonah, which was a man like me. When God called him, no, he ran. That's what I did. Joel was a prophet who was called by God to go out and minister to the people. But he didn't want to. He couldn't stand them folks. That's some of us in here. God calling us every week to do something, giving us something to do on our heart, and we don't want to do it. But see, you better read the story of Jonah. He got swallowed up by a fish. Some say a whale, but it was a fish. But see, as he was sitting in the belly, he began to pray. He asked for forgiveness. And when the whale spewed him out of his mouth, he went on about his business and done what he was told. And as you go on through the story, the people were saved because they repented. Now, when God giving you a message and you won't go to people and deliver them, how are you affecting their life? Do you see what being obedient did? All the people were saved. We said, I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to talk to them. Lord, why is you sending me to talk to them? Be obedient. God chose you. It's a privilege to be chosen.
Yes, sir.
Matthew, a tax collector. No, they couldn't. See, I was thinking about this as I was writing these notes, and I thought this was a beautiful scripture lesson because it was a story of redemption. In those days, tax collectors was considered the scum of the earth. Because even though you had to pay taxes, they put their extra in there too. So they could get what they had coming. They often cheated people. That's why people didn't like them. But yet, God took a tax collector. He took a thief. Because when you take something that don't belong to you, you're a thief. He took a tax collector. And what did he do? He had him follow him. He called him. And this man turned out to be one of his disciples that followed him and learned his ministry. He left everything he had. And I'm told he never looked back. Some of us can't get where we're trying to go because we're looking back. God done chose us. He done gave us everything we need, but we're looking back. We're still sitting down. I can't go. I ain't going to go. Saul, persecutor of Christians. When we sit here and we don't come to the altar because we think we're unworthy, we all unworthy of God's grace. We all unworthy of his love. But these people right here that I'm giving you, these were people. He didn't take the best and use them. So why can't he use you? Saul was a prosecutor of Christians.
Yes, man. Yes, sir.
Saul was a Pharisee, a very prominent religious leader.
Yes, sir.
See, he would harm and kill anyone who claimed to be a Christian.
Yes, sir.
We don't get killed today for saying we Christians. We don't go through none of these things these people went through. We got a good life. Nobody gonna stone us because we say we believe in Jesus Christ, but we won't. We sit around in crowds and let people say things and do things and we know it's not right and won't say nothing. But we chosen. We Christians. You better check our repertoire and look at your resume. See what's on. But see, Jesus showed Saul his actions was wrong in a vision on his way to Damascus. And see, just a vision changed the man. He didn't hear these sermons we hear every Sunday. He don't hear these sermons we've been hearing for 20 years, sitting in the same spot. But we can't get ourselves together. Why? It ain't important to us. But I bet you eternal life is. The preacher said the other night, everybody wants something for nothing. Always calling on Jesus. I need. Won't even show up to church. You can look around today and look at everybody in the apps. But had it been a home ball game, rain, snow, if the game would have been going on, they'd have buckled up and went on. But we can't gird up ourselves and go out and do the will of God. We can't gird ourselves up and do the will of the Lord. Now all these unlikely people that he chose, I'm going to give you one more. Jesus, the Messiah. See, all the rest of them was bad, folks. They was bad. But he chose one that was born a baby, that lived a life as a child and grew up to be a man. He was a healer. He was a teacher. He died on that cross for you and me. They hung him high. And what do you think all this was about? As I was sitting there, and I wasn't even going to use Jesus as one God had chosen, but I had to. He rose on that third day morning. The Savior showed us how to be humble, how to trust in God. He taught us how to get through suffering. He suffered just like we suffer. But we don't want to give it up for God. No, sir. Now, when you're chosen, God shows your favor. See, I'm going to tell you the difference now. When you're called, that's an outside invitation. That's for everybody. But when you're chosen, that's an inside invitation. It's only a few. It's only a few that can get that. Do y'all hear me? It's only a few. And when you're chosen and God shows your favor, you have no idea the extent that means. God will bless you. He will take a little bit and make a lot. You're chosen when he's chosen you to do something. You can't go wrong. All you got to do is get up and follow. Start stepping. Quit complaining about your back hurt. Quit complaining about you can't move. Quit, don't you say you're too old because you ain't 100. He used a man that was 100 years old. Ain't none of us in here seen that. There's work in the kingdom for all of us. Some of us might have been a Rahab. Some of us might have been a thief. God can use you. Don't you kid yourself. Don't say you're too young. There's work in the kingdom for everyone. And I'm telling you, when you're chosen, See, I was invited to go to California and preached 2 weeks. I met a pastor. And just talking, shaking hands. It was something about him, and he said it was something about me. He said, I'll tell you what I'll do. The Lord is telling me to tell you this. I'll pay for you and whoever want to come and stay, all expenses. And I'm thinking, now how I'm going to go back to this job and tell them? He said, well, I got a church in Washington, D.C. I got one in Miami, and I got one in Virginia. I'd like for you to preach at all of them 2 weeks. I'll fly you there and whoever you want to go. I sit there and I said, Lord, them folks ain't going to let me out 2 days. But the Lord told me to go in there and ask. So I didn't go ask to go to all of them. I went in there and asked for a week. And he said no. I said, okay, bless you. I walked on now. But I'm going to show you how good favor is when you're in God's favor. He called me back to the office. And he said, hold on. You can go 2 weeks. I said, 2 weeks? I asked for a week. He said, I said 2 weeks. I said, well, hold on. You just said 2 weeks. I didn't even tell you about 2 weeks. I told you about a week. But see how good God is. He done said it out of his mouth. I can go 2 weeks. All right. Amen. Now, the average person would have quit. But I didn't. I asked to go to the rest of them. 2 weeks. My faith is in God. Amen. On this solid rock, I stand. You can't move me. You cannot move me. My faith is in him. That's it. Yes, sir. I asked him, and he stuttered. He didn't know what to say. So I went on out the door. But when I left work Thursday, I can go to all of them, as long as they ain't right there together. See how God will fix a thing for you? You got to put it in his hand. You got to open up your mouth and ask. Everything that happened for the result was action. I had to do action on my part. When we asking the Lord to heal us, it's got to be some action. You just can't open up your mouth. Lord, I need, Lord, I'm hurting. God ain't going to keep you from everything you got no way. I'm going to say that now. Some things we going to have to learn how to bear. Some things we going to have to learn how to get through. And even as a sinner, I had enough sense to know that the Christians go through things just like the saved people, the unsaved people do. We go through the same things. But it's a difference. Because I'm the chosen one. I ain't got to go by myself. Because it's a chosen one. I cannot fall. Because it's a chosen one. I am a chosen one. I cannot fail. I've never read in here one time where God failed. Now, if you found a spot, you tell me. So we can get your glasses looked at or get you a pair. Being chosen means favor. And even though my granny, she's not here today, I got favor. When I want a cake, she'll cook me a cake. That's a good favor to have. But ain't nothing like favor when it comes to Jesus Christ. It ain't nothing like doing the will of God and being blessed. You can't fail. When you're chosen, you can't fail. Quit giving excuses. Even me. They want everybody go to church, but I don't think even you. They doing altar call, but I want to go. Even you. The blessing is even for you. He died for even you. Even you, even you. He hung on that cross for all of us. So you give that sin back to the devil, because he was never meant for you to have. When you buy a car, can a car man come pick it up? You paid for it, he can't come back and get it. Jesus paid for your sins. You don't got to pay nothing. They paid for it. All you got to do is follow. Yes, even me.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Y'all, I'm going to preach the same thing till some changes come. If you're looking for something else, a wrong day. You better miss my Sunday. Something got to give. We go to all these functions. We go to all these things. And God ain't in it. But the thing God in, we ain't in it.
Have mercy. Have mercy.
They singing this morning trying to uplift y'all. I don't know if everybody stayed up late or what last night. When we come through that door downstairs, we're entering into the house of the Lord. And if Jesus was sitting right here, would you sit there with your hands closed? Would you sit there with your leg crossed? Would you stare up at the ceiling and, oh, Lord, I'd be glad when he sat down. This is the house of the Lord. The only one should come in here looking for something is a sinner.
Yes.
Everybody else should have brought it in when we come. The word is in me. I don't got to have this Bible all the time and talk to people. And the reason being because I study it.
Yes.
It's up here.
Yes.
If you don't study your Bible, you don't have no word in you. Misquote stuff. Oh, Jesus wept. We just say anything for any situation because we heard it somewhere.
All right. Yeah.
Even me.
Yes. Yes.
We got kids that can't get here on time. They say they're grown. They act like they're grown. But they can't get here on time. But had it been a ball game, they'd have been on time. They'd have woke up on time. They'd have got up on time. I don't wake my daughter up. You better get up. She coming up under old school rules. I ain't coming in there tapping on your door. I got to wake you up. It's going to be problems. First thing in the morning.
That's right.
We allowing so much. But we God's people. God's people are chosen people.
Yes.
We have a purpose. It's not to breathe air and eat food. Us as Christians, we're supposed to be saving souls. We're supposed to be out. Letting our light shine. We can't invite the sinners out the street into the house because they saying the folks in the house doing the same thing I'm doing. Why I got to go to the house if they doing what I'm doing? Why do I need to come in the house if they doing the same thing I'm doing? If they surely believe they going to heaven, I gotta be. Gotta be. Even me. I got to live holy. I got to walk holy. I got to talk holy. Some people say, oh, I got to get back to my character. No, your first character was a sinner because that's what you was born. I don't want to go back to my character. I'm trying to be a new creature. I'm trying to shake that old character. Your original character is a sinful person because you was born in the sin. You was born with sin. And how can you shake it? How can you get rid of it? You got to come in the house and let the potter shape you. He made you once. Let him remake you again. So y'all don't get that. He formed you once. He gave you arms. He gave you hands. He gave you eyes. But see, you got to come in here and let him shape you spiritually.
That's right. That's it. That's right.
When we come to the church, let me tell you something. The Spirit don't fall down by a quarter. It don't fall down by an eighth. You got to get it off. Some of us just want a little bit. I just need a little bit to get me through the Wednesday. That ain't how God works. I I want it all. I want my cup to overrun. I want it to get on somebody else. When I touch somebody else, I want them to feel Jesus in me.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Amen. Yes, Lord.
I told a pastor the other day, I said, sometimes I feel like some in there fighting with Anthony. Because Anthony was horrible. There's something in the inside that keeps him in check.
Yes, sir.
And I ask the Lord every day, take Anthony out. Just fill me with you. Fill me with your grace and love. Some of us got up this morning and didn't tell nobody how I love you. Didn't ask them how they was doing. Didn't greet them when we came to the door. Even me. It's something I didn't get a chance to speak to this morning. But it ain't because my heart ain't right, but because I hold something against them. We got to think about these things. So when you're sitting there and you're pointing fingers and you're talking, you say you're God's people. God's people was chosen people. So stop all your whining. Stop all your complaining. Ain't nothing wrong with having somebody else pray for you. That's fine. But wrap your arms around yourself and pray for yourself. Start right there. And if your healing don't come, then you call me. Because I'm going to tell you, you got a prayer warrior on the line then. I'm going to pray that something happens. You're going to get an answer. He either going to tell you I ain't going to fix it, or it's going to get fixed. But one way or the other, you're going to get an answer. Wait on him. We talk about faith, hope, and love. Even me. But church, even me, I'm getting burnt out. I'm tired of the same things. I'm tired. It's got to be some progress. It's got to be something better. All right. And we got to get it. We got to get it out to the people. Not me. We. Yeah. All right. Amen. One can do great things. 25 can do greater. So what I'm saying, stop saying I'm too old. Stop saying I'm not qualified. If God sent you, all you got to do is show up. He's going to give you everything you need to say. He's going to tell you everything that you need to do. It's going to happen. We got to remember this. So in closing, even you, young people, we're going to start back meeting on Saturdays, Fridays. We're going to get together today before all of y'all leave. And we're going to get together while I get around y'all schedule. We done went on too long not meeting. The football game and games is more important than saving your life. It's not to me. So don't y'all leave. There's work to be done, church. Yes. And instead of saying, Mr. Kenny, he can do this, and no, even me. Amen. Stop saying the pastor, even me. Do you know how much more he could get done if he had 10 people on his team? Then he can designate and take on something else. But when you got to do everything by yourself, you can't do it well. Some of it ain't even going to get looked at. But if we got a team, see, them Fords and them Chevys out there, everything in that motor is a team. It takes everything on it and in it to run it. If something is off, it's missing. If something is off, it's smoking. If something is off, it's spinning. It ain't running right.